Hi, everyone, and good evening. This is Donnella Tillery, Raritan Neighbors, New Jersey Patch Live. I'm here with a very special guest. We're about to start in about 20 seconds, and we are here with Virginia Johnston, the Executive Director of Discovery Orchestra. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Danella. Nice to see you.
Thank you for coming in today, and we wanted to ask you a few questions about what's going on with Discovery Orchestra. So, and with that, we're going to get into a few questions. There will be a slight delay. It is now 8 o'clock. We are on Facebook Live. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Donnella Tillery. I am with the Raritan Neighbors. I'm your editor. I'm your neighbor. And this is with Patch Labs. And we love to feature up and coming events, exciting people, and everything around our county. And today we have with us Virginia Johnston, the Executive Director of Discovery Orchestra. Hello again, Jenny.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you. So we want to talk a little bit about why you're here today. So you're the Executive Director. So what is going on with the Discovery Orchestra this week?
Well, we are very excited to be doing our first large-scale live performance this coming Sunday, September 18th. But it's not just a live concert. It's going to be a concert that will be taped for public television. So the name of the program is Discover Saint-Saëns Organ Symphony. And it's featuring one of the really most joyful pieces of music that I know. It's the final section or final movement of Saint-Saëns Symphony No. 3. And what makes it really interesting and unique is that the composer included an organ among all of the instruments. So there'll be 90 Discovery Orchestra musicians on stage, led by our artistic director, George Mariner-Mall.
And great. That's really exciting. And you've done these in the past before, which I thought was really exciting. Can you talk a little bit about the experience that people will have with this?
Sure. So this is a different kind of concert. It's an interactive kind of educational concert. Our mission is to help people learn listening skills so they can connect more emotionally and intellectually with classical music. So the format of the concert, again, as I mentioned, will be interactive. Mm-hmm. So it will start with a short excerpt of music from this finale, from this piece. And then Maestro Mall will turn around, which you don't experience too often, the conductor turning around and engaging with the audience, and
Wow.
go through the piece, section by section, and ask the audience members, both at our live taping and then later when it's broadcast on television, to notice things in the music, notice details in the music, and not only notice them, but answer questions. So, for example, he'll play a short excerpt and say, tell me how many times this theme is repeated. And they can only answer the question if they're listening carefully. So the goal is to really help people to actively focus on the music, not be daydreaming about what they're going to do tomorrow or looking at their phone or something like that. But really, they have to listen to the music to answer the question.
And for those of us, there are a lot of people who have never been to an opera. I used to go years ago. I have to say it was a long time ago. But what would people expect, someone who's never been to an opera? Because I think that especially, is this family friendly? Is it young, old? Could you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. And it goes for opera. This is more orchestral music, which doesn't have the singing, but very, similar to opera and other types of classical music. I think people can just come with a very open mind. We don't expect our audience members to have had any experience with classical music. So newbies and classical fans are welcome. And from what we've learned over the years, we've been doing these discovery concerts for over 20 years, almost about 25 years, is that even the most seasoned musician can get something out of focusing even more on the music. And some of our musicians even tell us, I've played this piece dozens of times. That's the first time I noticed that the second theme came back or whatever, at the end. So there's always more to notice. And I think audience members can, if they just come in with an open mind, no matter their background or their age, if they just follow the guidance of Maestro Mal, they'll have a really good time, and there'll be a lot of smiles for sure.
And it's great about the orchestra. And I see you have Maestro. We have a picture of another gentleman here. Could you talk a little bit about his background and things like
Sure.
that?
Absolutely. This is Peter Winograd, who is our concert master. So that is the musician, so the violinist who sits in the chair right next to the conductor, and he's kind of the leader of the orchestra. And Peter has been our concert master since the orchestra started, 35 years ago. And at that time, we weren't an educational teaching orchestra. We were just a regular performing orchestra. So we have evolved our mission over the years, but Peter has been along for the ride the whole time. And he's a very accomplished musician. He plays with the American String Quartet, which is one of our great quartets that travels around the world and performs. He also teaches at conservatories like in New York City, and so he's accomplished, but really, really great guy, and he believes in our mission. So he's happy to be with us all these years.
Great. We wanted to share a little bit of the contact information. So would you talk, we have here your contact information. Is there anything closing that you'd like to share with everyone about Discovery Orchestra and upcoming events and happenings and how people can connect with you?
Sure. So we have now shifted our programs to being mostly media and digital programs. So if you go to our website, which is there at the top, discoveryorchestra.org, there is so much content there available for free. So there are short form videos with little mini music lessons. There are things that we call listening guides, which we'll be using in the TV taping on Sunday, which is actually a printed out map of the music, of the events of the music. So those who are more visual, that's a helpful tool. We also have other kinds of videos and podcasts on the website. So it's a great resource. People can just explore and look for things. And just in terms of this concert Sunday, we do have a limited number as of tonight of free tickets. All the tickets are free, but reservations are required. So if you go to our homepage at the top, there's a link to reserve tickets for Sunday if folks are still interested in attending. And that concert is at the Pingree School in Basking Ridge, New Jersey. And we just ask that audience members get here in time for the 2:45 audience warm up, and we start recording at 3. But again, need tickets ahead of time for that. So.
And that sounds like a wonderful afternoon. And I just think it's really interesting that you've all adapted to using social media and just how has been the reception been to people, watching things online? Because I know people say, oh, it's never the same in person going to see an orchestra. And now, we want to see it. How has that been? I don't know if you can share a little bit about that.
Well, you're right, Danelle. I mean, people have said, oh, it's so much better to hear music live. But what you can get, from streaming the programs is these videos that you can go back a minute or two and say, okay, what was Maestro Mal sharing here? And you can listen to the excerpt again and get a little more into the detail of the music. So it's a way that you can control your own self-guided music listening lesson when you do the programs that are online. So, both are valid points, learning in a live setting and learning through the digital content. And
what's one of your favorite pieces that the orchestra does? Do you have a favorite piece? Or?
Oh boy, I have so many. I do love the Saint-Saëns Symphony. In fact, I used to play in the New Jersey Youth Symphony many years ago, and Maestro Mal was the conductor. And I actually got to play in this piece with him conducting. So it's a full circle kind of moment for me. But one of our other television programs that people can find on Amazon Prime is Discover Beethoven's Fifth. And of course, we all at least have heard that famous theme, bum, 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 bum.
Yes.
Bum, bum, bum. So we have a whole 1-hour television show on that program. And that's one of my favorites. The way that George takes that piece apart and puts it back together is just terrific. So.
Oh, that's amazing. And I always end that in the show with what is the favorite book you've read or something that you could recommend, just to throw my guest off at the very
Oh,
end.
that you are throwing me off. I just read Colson Whitehead's The Nickel Boys. Little kind of a downer and kind of a, but such a well written book, and
Mhm.
a lot of layers of meaning and emotion. So
Great.
not
Thank
to
you.
anything to do with the orchestra, but
No, no, I always ask people, get to know them.
yeah, no, I love that.
So Virginia, thank you so much for your time. We just have just a few minutes left. So any last minute words about the Discovery Orchestra for
Well,
Raritan neighbors?
sure. Well, we are a New Jersey-based orchestra, so we do perform some live events, and we actually have another live / media event coming up on Friday, November 4th, down in the Princeton area. If you feel like taking a little bit of a drive, Maestro Mall has a regular radio program on
Oh wow.
WWFM, which is a classical station based in Mercer County, but again, that can be streamed anywhere on your device. But we are doing a special version of this Inside Music program on November 4th in Princeton with a live audience that will be broadcast on the radio. And that will feature our concertmaster, Peter Winograd, and the other members of the American String Quartet. So if you are interested in that program, you can go to our website and get some more information on that.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and it was a pleasure meeting you.
Same
For
here.
those,
Thank you.
thank you, and for those of you out there, thank you for watching another Raritan Neighbors Patch Live with our special guest, Virginia Johnston from Discovery Orchestra. Thank you all, and with that, we're going to sign off on our broadcast.